Look at that. You know who that is, right? This is unshaven, scrappy-looking, schoolyard, candy-giving Ben Shapiro. Now, Brian Kristen, I think his name is, from Breaking Bad. He went on Chris Wallace's show, and we're gonna see here. He started talking about let's watch about the idea of make America great again. Now the whole issue people have with is people say America was not great again for everybody because you had certain issues. You had slavery. You had the Jim Crow terrorist organizations. You had the KK. You had Jim Crow laws. You cannot drink from the same thing. You can't go to hotels. So when was it great for everybody? The whole idea, if Donald Trump, whoever it is, let's make America great. Yeah, okay, we want to make America great. We'll be on board with that. But when you put the word again, as if that you are telling other people that it was good for some, but not good for all. But the whole issue is, why does Ben Shapiro, every time there's something has to do with the black community, he'll jump right away. I know he's racist. I know he is. He's a racist garbage. But God forbid you say something about Israel. Israel, no.
Time for a quick thing that I hate.
Okay, what do you hate? Things that Ben Shapiro hate.
So Bryan Cranston is a tremendous actor and also an idiot, which those two things go together pretty well, is the truth. There are a lot of actors who are idiots.
Don't make faces, Ben. Please, don't make any faces. You're ugly as it is, man, with those fucking painted on eyebrows and stuff. Don't make faces. Please, Ben. Please, I'm loving you, man. Don't make faces.
They're very good at inhabiting the emotions of the characters that they play. Yeah. They're tremendous at reading lines. Yeah. And also their thoughts are quite stupid. And there's a halo effect that...
In other words, they're actors and they should not have any opinions in public discourse. Because they're actors, they're stupid. So if they talk about anything political that Ben Shapiro is an expert on, then they shouldn't have any opinions. Because they're not American. Because if you're an actor, if you become an actor, according to this, Ben Shapiro, that you no longer have an opinion. Because you're stupid, according to this Ben Shapiro segment.
It applies to an enormous number of people in society, where if people are famous, then we give them extra credibility that they don't actually have in particular field.
Just listen to them. It's
and
okay.
It's a mistake.
No,
we listen to celebrities about politics, or we listen to politicians about running a business.
My issue is who's sending you all those millions of dollars with a voice like that and a face like that? You always read them from your computer. Nothing interesting or off your head. Everything's prepared. I don't have anything written down. I can't read.
Or we listen to business people about politics. Like, just because you're good at one thing and it made you rich and famous does not mean that you're good at this other thing over here.
All right,
Bryan Cranston is very good at the acting, and he's very, very bad at the thinking. It's always amusing to hear from people like Bryan Cranston.
So he's good at acting, but he's bad in thinking. So in other words, who made you God, Ben? I mean, he's a person who's probably in his 50s and 60s. I'm sure he has more experience than you do about the subject he's going to talk about next.
And about deep ideas. Bryan Cranston, a graduate of Los Angeles Valley College. So I used to live like literally across the street from LA Valley College.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro is a Beverly Hill boy. He grew up with a silver spoon right up his ass. Right up his ass!
Let me just tell you, it is the Harvard of the San Fernando Valley.
Yeah, all right.
It is the Yale of...
The Surrender Valley has all the porno industry there. What are you doing? What are you doing there, Ben? What are you doing around there?
Like the Yale of North Hollywood. Really just spectacular.
All right, so you make fun of him. You went to Harvard. He didn't go to Harvard. All right, go ahead.
So Bryan Cranston was on with Chris Wallace. He's still on TV. Did you know that, Chris Wallace? Kind of. He's kind of on TV. He's over at CNN.
Well, you know why he's saying that? Because Chris Wallace left Fox. So all of a sudden, Chris Wallace is no good. A man who's been on TV for 40, 30 years while he wasn't even born yet.
But in any case, he sat down with Bryan Cranston. And Cranston decided that he was going to talk about how Make America Great Again is inherently racist.
I want everybody, please, I want you to listen to this with an open mind. That's it. Whether you're on the right, you're on the left, on the center, whatever you are, just listen to this and tell me if this man was wrong.
Here we go.
The Make America Great Again. My comment is, do you accept that could possibly be construed as a racist remark? And most people, a lot of people go, how could that be racist? Make America great again? I said, so just ask yourself from an African-American experience, When was it ever great in America for the African American? When was it great? So if you're making it great again, it's not including them. So it's to teach us in the woke world to open up and accept the possibilities that our privilege has created blind spots for us. And maybe I haven't seen what is really happening yet in all my years.
It's so tired. He's doing the work. He's
All right, hold on. Now, the man is probably in his 60s. He probably had lived through the era of some of the era of the 60s and the segregation and civil rights. Now, I want to watch this piece of garbage make fun of him. Did that segment make sense? What did he say? He said, I mean, some people were left out. America was great all the time. Yes, America was great. He's going to go through with us. I'm going to show you the comparison he's going to make between the blacks and the Jews in this in his segment. But the whole idea, Cranston would say, yeah, America was great, but not for everybody. I mean, not everybody was on board. Nobody was on the second floor of the ship. They always, rode in the ship. You understand what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. He's not saying anything wrong or bad or putting the country down. No. Like I said, you could have a hat say, you know what, I'm going to make a hat that say, make America great. You don't have to use the word again. Let's make America great and greater and greater and greater through openness, through social justice, through dialogue, through labor laws, minimum wage, healthcare, education, things of that nature. That's what's going to make this country great, but not to this pampered little child here. Yeah, I played the violin. Good.
He's doing the work, guys. And there's so many actors and actresses, or actors as we call them now, because we're not allowed to say actresses because men and women don't exist anymore, who are doing the work. So Sally Field, she's a terrific actor.
Okay, now I don't know how Sally Field came into the picture. Now you heard Cranston made a lot of sense. There is no argument, and I'm willing to bet you if they were in the same room, this piece of shit will not stand a minute in front of him in an argument, in a conversation. Now I don't know how Sally Field got on. He's using it as a correlation, but the whole idea is that he was right. The man was right. Nothing he said did not make any sense or was wrong or was disrespectful to anybody. It just was. Not everybody was on board in the 30s and the 40s. Not even Jews. Jews are not on board in the 30s and 20s. Jews lived in ghettos in East New York. Was it the East West Side, whatever, in Manhattan? They lived like 50 in a room. They were not allowed. A matter of fact, I watched on that show with Patrick Bet-David about a Jewish guy, mafia, whatever. Most of the prostitutes from 1890 to the 20s were Jewish women. He said that. Go look at it. I'm not saying that shit out of my ass. Because they lived in poor and dire situation. They were not accepted as Jews. Let's be honest. Italians were not accepted. Irish were not accepted during that time. So how can America be great even for the Irish when they were called donkeys? How can America be great again when Italians were considered not even white? They were considered black. And they called them wab. They called them sorcery, or they worshiped the devil because they believed in the Catholic religion and the Pope. They thought that the Pope was going to take over America. So what was it again? Great again for everybody. But Ben, who was born in California, in Beverly Hills, in a rich family. Now we're gonna be serious. He comes from a rich family, so he can say what he's saying without really knowing it. You understand? He's been pampered. I had a hard life than he did. I dealt with racism, but not directly in business. But you can feel it, like when you go to lease a business. You could get the feeling that the guy who owns the place doesn't want to give it to you for what you are. He starts asking you questions, like weird question that has nothing to do with leasing the building. Let's go. These man, good. Look at that. He looks like look how evil. Ben, please shave, Ben. You're evil as it is. Now that's good.
Actress. She won a Lifetime Screen Actors Guild Award last night.
Okay.
And Sally Field, in accepting her award, had to proclaim her privilege Maoist style. She got up there and she talked about how she grew up in Pasadena as a white girl. And that means that all of her challenges are as naught. All of her challenges are completely of no consequence whatsoever.
Ben, don't do that. You're already an idiot. Don't do that, Ben. Don't do that. I mean, his wife doesn't tell him, Ben, don't do that, Ben. Stop trying to be funny, trying to make, you're an idiot. You're as funny as you are. You understand? You don't need to make all these movements. You're an idiot as it is, Ben Shapiro. You're a racist. You hate black people. Everybody knows that. Go look at every segment has to do with black people. He's against it. All them black people? BLM movement? Oh, they want rights? Huh? So what? They slept on the guy's neck for 9 minutes? They slept on that guy's neck for 9 minutes and a half. So why? What's wrong with that? But God forbid somebody spit on somebody eating sushi in California. Look it up.
Here was Sally Field.
Honestly, I
love Sally Field. I grew up watching
was a
her.
little white girl
Okay.
with a pug nose, born in Pasadena, California.
All right.
And when I look around this room tonight,
Okay.
I know my fight, as hard as it was lightweight compared to some of yours. Yeah. I thank you and I applaud you. And I know that for you...
The crazy thing is everybody in the room is white. Sally, who are you talking to, Sally Field? I know her heart is in the right place. But everybody's white, look. Honestly, I said one black lady and she was light-skinned. She could... Hold on. Look at that. They're white. Oh.
I applaud you. And I know that for you, just like for me, it has not been easy.
Full disclosure, I have no issue with white, black, all that garbage. Everybody deserves an opportunity. Everybody should be judged on their character or on their way they act with you or how they interact with you. Everything else is fucking bullshit. So I want you to understand that my politics is real, is good. I have no malice in my heart against anybody. Anybody. Only those who try to hurt other people, politically or socially or on platform. I'm going to be against that because I've been on that end of the stick as a person growing up in New York City without having the English language and things of that nature. I even was told yesterday, the reason I'm not on the crucible is because my English is not that good.
Easy.
So this is the de rigueur.
So first of all, let's go. Did that make any sense to you? What does the Cranston, his name is from Breaking Bad, has to do with Sally? I don't understand what was the correlation between these two segments. So let's see what Scrappy, Ben Shapiro is a scrappy looking guy. He looks evil. He's scary. He has $100 million company.
Proclamation of nonsense that you get now. It's an amazing thing. Now, listening to actors about politics.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to see. I'm not here to fucking let you watch it. Let me see. Look how long the commercial. The whole segment is a commercial. See?
Of your money in assets. 5-star reviews. At least some of my money is in precious metals because on gold then. Talk to the United States right now. It's 98 to get. The notion that really matters. And the notion that Bryan Cranston puts out there that if you believe in Make America Great Again, this means...
Watch the correlation he's going to make. Wait. Between the people who suffer, between Jewish Americans and blacks. I want to show you how fucking idiot he is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet Ben Shapiro. I want to show you the idiotic and the stupidity of this individual.
Because Make America Great Again, when was it great for black? Let me explain something. As a Jew, there are times that living in the United States has not been like amazing as a Jew. Not for me. But for my grandparents, my great-grandparents, right, there were no Jews allowed country clubs in the United States. They were fairly common. There's an entire movement.
So the suffering is comparing to black people? That Jews in the 50s and 60s, rich Jews, were not allowed to join a country club to play golf. While black Americans were not allowed to drink from a fucking fountain in a park. Or go to the same hotel. I'm sure Jewish Americans passed as white. They go to hotels they wanted to. They drank from any well they wanted to. They went to any movie theaters because you cannot deny them of their color or they knew you're Jewish unless these people. So Ben Shapiro right now has come to the conclusion that everybody had it hard. Every single person had it hard. They were not allowed to join country club to play golf. I want to tell Ben Shapiro That is, you cannot compare the plight of black Americans in the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s to that of people who could not join country clubs. That is fucking idiotic and insensitive and outright racist fucking bullshit. Okay? Let me see what he has to say.
Movie called Gentleman's Agreement.
They made
actually
a movie.
won Best Picture at the.
They made a movie because Jews could not join a night. I think you're doing I think you're even doing a disservice to Jewish Americans who were a part of the civil rights movement, who died in Mississippi and other to help move the goal line for everybody in America. You are doing a disservice to Jewish Americans who live there. You are a shameful individual.
The Oscars. In 1947.
He's reading it. He's making
it won
shit
Best
up.
Picture, starring Gregory Peck, and the entire thing was about the treatment of Jews.
He's the only person who got have 5 million followers, and he always reads from his computer everything he talks about. I don't have anything in front of me. I'm just talking out of my ass right now. Good.
Jews in 1930s, 1940s America.
Yeah.
Was America not great during the 1940s? America was pretty great during the 1940s.
Yes. America was always great. America was great militarily, economically, but not for everybody, Ben. Not everybody was enjoying the fruits of this beautiful country. Nobody's saying America is a bad country. Nobody's saying America was not great. America was beautiful and great and powerful and helped defeat the Nazis and helped defeat the World War I war. But the whole issue here, they're telling you that a segment of our population who happen to be black were not enjoying the fruits of that beautiful time that you have in your mind. You understand? This is the problem. What Brian Kristen was saying is that America is great. Yes, he's not punching down on America or punching up, whatever you want to call it. What he's saying is that America was not great for everybody. That's all he's saying. He's saying that African Americans take offense to that. The whole idea we should be saying America, let's make America great. Right now, let's make it great and great and great and great. Let's not say again, because it was, even for Jews, I told you, in the 30s and 20s, Jews were living in, I don't know, I think it's the west side of New York. Look at all the videos or go to YouTube. They were living in ghettos and died until, they got educated and went to school and they opened up. And the civil rights movement did help a lot of Jews. Because what they did is a lot of Jewish Americans supported the civil rights movement with money and pushed it because they knew that everybody has to be equal for them to enjoy their freedom. Because Jewish Americans or Jews know historically that always goes bad for minorities, especially Jews in Europe. The Jews in Europe suffered a lot of, at the hands of the Europeans. They were not allowed to enter England for 4 centuries. I'm going back. Pogroms, they used to go around about Jesus or stuff like that. And then there's 6 million people who perished in the Holocaust. So Jewish Americans who are intellectually smarter than this idiot knew they have to push for civil rights for blacks in order to feel safe, them too. You understand what I'm saying? Because if everybody is enjoying the freedom and pleasure of this country, then American Jews are safe from being singled out again. You understand? So they knew the disaster or the pain of being looked down at or being seen as second-class citizen or being seen as inferior. You understand? So they did push for that. And a lot of money. A matter of fact, the NAACP, I think, was started with Jewish American money. They helped, they helped that organization because they knew that if African American got full civil rights rights, that they will be safe too, and they will enjoy the fruits of that too. It's not very hard to understand for anybody. Go ahead.
I don't mean like it was great for every single person or for every group it was equivalently great. But America has always been great because our founding principles were great.
Yeah, well, blacks were 3/5 of a man. Women could not vote. I don't think black people had it right. Again, he's going back. Black were considered 3/5 of a man. What are you talking about, man? Behave yourself. Again, he's missing the point, man. What kind of Harvard education did you get, man? Why is it all these Ivy League motherfuckers are all fucking racists or crazies? Ted Cruz, Harvard. Josh Hawley, Yale. This guy, Harvard. Bin Netanyahu, the fucking evil piece of shit in Israel, was killing the Palestinian, MIT. Yeah, one of the best colleges in the United States. DeSantos, Harvard. Oh, Yale. I don't know, man. I think we should keep anybody graduates out of these Ivy League colleges. We got to keep an eye on them because they come out either racist or nut jobs. Go ahead.
And if you compare the United States to other countries, America is the most phenomenal beacon of light in human history.
That's the whole idea. We're not here to compare. We're not here to compare. We cannot compare America with Germany in the 30s, can we, Ben? No. That was an evil regime. We cannot compare. We're here to tell you about our history, our shared history as Americans. Okay? Yes, right. I'm an American too, whether you like it or not. I made it. Okay? Then, you are plain ignorant throughout the whole segment. Well, Jews were not allowed to join the country clubs. Yeah, right. America was a beacon of freedom, right? The founding father. Yeah. America was better than other countries at that time. Yeah. But the black Americans were suffering. I'm not going to tell you a personal story. My father's dark. My father's, if you saw a picture of my father, you would think he's black. And he came here with my grandfather in the 50s. And they become American citizens, and then they had me, and they brought me here. And he told me a story about in California. I don't know. There's some part of California that's like not fully. He said, I didn't know what he's trying to tell me. He said that he was in a restaurant like for almost 30, 40 minutes. Nobody came to serve them. He's talking about like the late 60s, early 70s, and he did not know. The reason that he was not served is because they thought he was black and he was an American black. And if anybody wants to dare me on that, get on Twitter and DM me, and I'll send you a picture of me and my father. My father is black as hell, and my father is white as hell. You understand? I don't call myself biracial because I don't see color as a race. I don't see, because where I'm from, white or black is not an ethnicity. We don't go by that. We go by regions. Like in my country, you have black people or people who are colored like my father, but we don't say he's black. We just say, oh, he's from the south of Yemen, or he's from the north, or he's from the mountains. You understand? It's regional. No racism. But we know he's part of the country by the water where there's a lot of sun and a lot of stuff, so a lot of mixing. Because we live off the shores of Africa, so there's a lot of intermarriages and things of that nature. There's nothing to that. But Ben Shapiro misses the whole point throughout the whole segment and plays stupid, and he takes every opportunity. I don't even know what the Sally Field had to do with the whole segment until now. I got to figure out later when I finish the show.
Saying make America great again means make America great on the world stage, for example, or go back to America's founding ideals, for example, or go back to the notion that America's constitutional rights are good. Right? That's what make America great.
In the 1930, there was a ship called the St. Louis. It was full of Jews from Germany trying to escape the death camps of Hitler. Unbelievable. You know what happened, Ben? Close your mouth, Ben, when I talk. Didn't I tell you don't open your mouth when I talk? Look what he's doing. Ben, what are you doing? It was turned back, and they went back to Germany, and I heard they were all killed, or half of them were killed. It shows you the indifference of certain policies in the United States, even against Jews. We're not saying America is bad, or its people are bad, or its values are bad. America is a beautiful country, and Christians are beautiful people, and the people who founded this nation, they were not perfect. They were flawed people. Oh, the time they were in, they had to include certain things due to the politics, like 3/5 of a man for blacks because of slaves in the South. It's all about political power at the end of the day. But he deliberately does this throughout the whole segment because they don't have no content. Here you have $100 million company, and you have all these. You have to come up with something every single day. That's why every single day you'll find the Daily Wire with all the five idiots always attacking the transgender community. Every day they have a segment. A matter of fact, Meatball Michael Knowles says, you got to eradicate them. That is the craziest word I ever heard in my mouth. It was scary the way he said it.
And everyone knows this. Everyone knows this, of course.
Yeah, we know that.
If you say to somebody, what was like the best time of your life? What was the best? Somebody will name you, like an age period that was the best time of their life.
All right.
If you said, well, wasn't the best time of your life for Bob? Bob over here wasn't great for Bob. You know what's happened to Bob? He had a problem that year. Or do you?
It wasn't great for a lot of Leroys, a lot of Pauls, a lot of Jacksons, a lot of Johnsons. Get the point? It was a lot of, it's not just Bob. It was a whole, like 10, 15 million of them. 50 million Leroys and Ronnies, whatever. I'm trying to think about these black names. Howards, I don't know if it's a black name, or Paul. You understand? So Bob, I don't know who Bob is, but I'm going to tell you something there, Benny boy. Black people, 50 million, didn't have the same. They had a lot of problems. It wasn't good to them.
Do you remember that year this bad thing happened? Yes. I do remember that bad thing happened. All these things can be true simultaneously.
Yeah, I remember in 1980, I think the Dodgers lost to the Yankees, lost the World Series, and I was a baby kid. Yeah. Oh, the 1987 World Series. What are you talking about, Ben? Ben, you're not making any sense. This is you got to put on your, I don't know what to say, man. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm trying to be on Twitch. I don't know. I said a lot of words. I don't know what's going on. And I don't really give a fuck about Twitch anyway.
Life is extraordinarily complex. History is extraordinarily complex.
Not complex. Imagine the humiliation of a man like Sammy Davis Jr., a performer who thousands of white people come and watch him dance and sing. At the end of the night, he has to leave Las Vegas and find a hotel where the black people could sleep at, outside the city of Las Vegas. A matter of fact, they had a book called the Green Book where blacks had to know where to sleep, where to go to find hotels that will service them. That's humiliation. You understand? These are men who were humiliated as American citizens, who were thirsty, or if they had to go to the bathroom, they had to find where it says color. There's a difference, man. There's a difference. You have to come to terms with your racism. You have to come to terms with your racism. You cannot compare problem with a guy named Bob had 1 year, maybe he didn't get the promotion, with the broad brush of discrimination against a whole segment of our population, that is the black community. The black community is an orphaned community. It has no equity. It has no historical wealth or generation wealth because it was denied. You understand what's going on in the black community and how they feel about those years or their grandfathers? I don't know if this generation feels like that, but you have no right to decipher or to tell them that how they should feel and how they should react to the word "Make America Great Again."
Does that mean America was never great? Right? This is the left's
Nobody's
response.
saying
America
that.
was never great.
Nobody's
but
saying
great
that.
compared to what? Great is a relative term, generally speaking.
Okay.
Is an absolute.
Yeah.
If you are saying America was never great compared to the utopia that we shall create, that's messianic thinking.
Oh, no. They're not saying that. They said America was not great. I just explained to you. Just to be a human. That's all they do. Just to be a human being in the 1920s and 1930s or 40s or 50s or 60s for black Americans. That's all. They don't want a utopia. They don't want no heaven. They just wanted to live in peace. To go to a movie theater, not to go upstairs on the balcony because they cannot sit with the whites. What's that? Tell us that kid who that lady lied and said he whistled to her and they dragged him. Ben, I think it's 1930. The Anti-Defamation League was founded because one Jewish person was accused of killing somebody, and the Jewish community said he was defamed and it was a lie, and he created a whole organization called the ADL based on one incident. Imagine how many incidents blacks lived through. Have you ever heard the song Strange Fruits? I think her name is Holiday. She talks about people hanging from trees, man. Black Americans were hanged from trees. You heard of the word pick neck, pick them by the neck? They used to go to have picnics, food, while they watch people being lynched. There's a problem, Ben. Ben Shapiro should face the music and should not be allowed to go and get away with all this fucking racist behavior that he shows every single week or every single day against the black community and play dumb. He's a Harvard graduate. He knows better. I didn't go to Harvard. I went to a community college, and I know better than he does.
And it ain't true. If you're saying America was never great in relation to other countries, that's obviously untrue. But
he's talking about country. He's avoiding the whole object, man. I think the black man remains the invisible man to this idiot here.
And what is this really about? It's really about Bryan Cranston patting himself on the back. Well, oh, look at him. He's a white guy, but he's not like the rest of those white people. He's not like the rest of the white people. He's a white guy who dissociates from the other white people because he understands.
You know what the crazy thing is? I'm going to say at the end.
He's doing the work. Sally Field, she's doing the work. Hey, guys, just go act, make movies, make plays. Like, do the stuff that you're good at.
Hey, go act. Just dribble, like what Laura Ingraham said to the black basketball. Don't talk. You have no opinion. Just dribble the ball and get the hell out of here. You're just a basketball player. So you're just an actor. You're not an American. You have no sense of opinion. According to this idiot, you should not say anything.
Leave the politics to the people who actually have read a book. All righty, folks.
Go fuck yourself. Okay. What I was going to say? Fucking shit came out of my mind. Anyway, you saw the whole segment. Ben Shapiro's playing ignorance to the idea of what Bryan Cranston was trying to say about the suffering of African Americans or blacks during the 80s, 70s, 60s. I mean, let's be honest, man. Since 1619, they've been having issues. They've been killed, murdered, raped, man. Come on, man. And Ben Shapiro wants to deny the idea that people should be hurt. And when somebody yells, let's make America great again, let's make America great. I'm with you on 100. Let's make America great right now and make it better. But when you say the word again, a lot of people should have the right to say, it wasn't great for everybody, Ben. A matter of fact, I'm going to close on this. Ben Shapiro right here with all this right-wing grifting he's doing and all this shit he's talking about, this segment is directed at a certain segment of our population who give away their money to him. People who really don't even like him for what he is. I have spoken in my channel through my years on YouTube with, let's say, extremists, white extremists, whatever, or white people who consider themselves the chosen people. And I asked him the question, a Jewish white? No, they say no. I said, but they have blue eyes, they have fair skin, they got blonde hair. They said, no, they're not white. So at the end of the day, Ben Shapiro, you're not even considered white to the racists. Those people who want to make America great again, wants to go back to the days of racial injustice and everything.